Welcome to our first It's Learning lesson. Today, let's begin by thinking of a lot of things that are living things. Take a minute, think about some living things, pause the video, write down 6 or 7 different living things that you can think of, then press the play button and join us again. So welcome back. While you were gone, I made a list of my living things that I thought of very quickly. Flower, houseplant, tree, a weed, a dog, a cow, a cat, and a person. Can you think about why I put these words in the 2 columns that I put them in? That's right. These are all plants. These are all animals. Plants and animals. Plants and animals are living things. And yes, I am an animal. If living things are plants and animals, I am not a plant, so I must be an animal. Plants and animals. So I was wondering, because that's what we as scientists do, we do a lot of wondering, can all living plants and animals survive in all the same environments? I'm going to ask you to pause and go back to your It's Learning page. You will find the next box that tells you to look at the pictures of the plant and animal habitats. While you are looking at those pictures, I want you to think of some questions that you are wondering about plants and animals, about where they live, plants and animals, about how they grow, about why some animals live where they do and why other animals don't. Then I want you to go to the left-hand side of your It's Learning page to the link that says Plant and Animal Questions. There's a little chain icon. Click on the icon. It will take you to a page called a Padlet. On the Padlet, you can record your questions, and everyone will be able to see them. Once you have typed in your 1 or 2 of your questions that you've thought about, you will then press play and return to our video. So off you go for some wonderings about plants and animals, where they live, and why. Welcome back. The next thing you're going to need is your science notebook. And I want you to create a page in your science notebook just for life cycles. So back on my table of contents, after my essential questions that I copied down right off the It's Learning page, I now have a page for life cycles. And I've titled it, before we did that, I put in my clues chart. And in our clues chart, if you can see here, I want you to remember that in a clues chart, we're writing down what we think we know, what we are learning, the evidence that we have from our data, our wonderings, more of those questions that we have, and those questions come up throughout our learning. We might learn something and then that will make us think of another question. And then we have our scientific words, our concepts that we're going to keep over here, our vocabulary. So, what we think we know. Those might be some things that you already know about living things. You can fill in your clues chart as you go. This is a helpful reminder for you. This is for you to keep for yourself. I will be adding things to it, and you can always take from the clues chart when you see it. So take a minute, get your science notebook, make sure that you have your pages filled in, your table of contents, your essential questions, and then a clues chart. And you can turn your clues chart sideways in your notebook so that you have room. Or you can even make a page for every letter, or put 2 letters on a page to give you more room to write. And you can always use the back. And then set up your page for life cycles. Pause your video, and when you're ready, press play and come back and join us. So in our notebook, as we go through our learning about plants and animals, we want to think about life cycles. What will we observe? What are we going to be looking at? What plants, what animals? We're at home. Well, I have plants at my house. I have some plants that we're going to put in the garden, and we're going to watch those grow. I'm going to plant a seed for you, and we will watch it and make our observations about what we see and when we see it. How long does it take? How long do you think we'll be making predictions as to how fast do we think things are going to grow? Maybe you have a baby brother or sister at home, or a goldfish, or a dog, or a cat that you can watch. These are all living things, and we can observe all of those things. There might be a plant outside of your house, outside of the apartment complex, where you can watch how it is growing. This is the perfect time of year for this. So we want to think about those things. We're going to be using live webcams where we're going to go and watch eagles in their nests and pandas at the zoo, so we can observe life in nature by watching on a webcam, where we might not be able to see an eagle in our backyard or have one in our classroom. We can record photographs, we can put in drawings, we can put in dates, we can put in data. As we watch plants grow, we can measure how much they're growing and how often we measure it. So, keep in mind, what animal or plant do you want to have as something that you want to watch? Do you want to watch Mrs. Mulligan's tomato plants grow? Do you want to watch the bean sprout? Are you watching your infant brother or sister learning to crawl or trying to stand? You make that choice and keep that in your head. And we'll be working with that for the next several weeks. Okay. So, next you're going to go back to, I'm going to send you off, and you are going to work and do some independent work. You're going to continue to work down the It's Learning page. You're going to take a look at those webcam videos. You are going to view several videos about the growth of plants and animals and their life cycles. Learn a little bit about life cycles and what they are, and try and determine the four components of the life cycle. Okay, sorry, the phone rang as usual. So off you go. When you are all finished and you have done and you've completed the assignments, in the last box there is there are 3 PDF forms plus a set of directions. The directions are the fourth box. Please open the directions first. Then when you will understand how to use the pictures that I've provided, and you are going to create 2 life cycles in your notebook, at least 2. I've provided you some illustrations to help you with those. When you're finished in your notebook, you should have 2 life cycles, 1 plant and 1 animal. When you are finished that, there will be a new video at the bottom of your page so that we can go over your work. So off you go to learn all about the life cycles. Boys and girls, this lesson should count for Tuesday and Thursday's work. Remember, you should be working about 30 minutes a day in science. So off you go, and we'll see you in a little while.